Hey guys, Adam aka CSRadical here, and welcome to Let's Play, the show that we take a single topic and give it its 15 minutes of fame for better or worse. Today is going to be Content ID, naturally because of the whole thing going on with Twitch, now that it's being adopted with the same Content ID system similar to what YouTube runs. Now, I've live streamed once on Twitch, so I can't really give my views on experiencing it because I wouldn't know. I do know what I've dealt with YouTube, where a lot of videos that I have were flagged for music, which is normal because, you know, playing GTA, it's the radio. Playing NHL, it's whatever background music they put in there. When it comes to Content ID, I find I'm okay with some of it, but then the extremes get to the other side of it. Obviously, the biggest example of Content ID striking is for when it's commercial music. So it's not like you can't put your favorite Usher song into something without expecting, you know, nothing's going to happen. It's understandable. It's why I get it when my GTA videos or my NHL videos would get flagged, because I forget to turn the music off. So naturally that's going to happen. But in other ways, it doesn't work nearly as well for me. Honestly, the biggest thing I have with Content ID is if it's game music. And I'm not talking mainstream music. I'm not talking legit bands that are throwing their music just in the game. If the music was created to be for the game, it wasn't created for, you know, public consumption, whatever else. No, it was made for that game. I don't think in any shape or form that should ever be considered a strike, because that's no longer copyright material. That is, excuse me, flies are flying around here. It's copyrighted material. It's there to make the game flourish, I guess, is the best word I can come up with. It's part of the game. It's meant to bring up the level of the game. You know, it's not there, unlike, you know, the radio, where it's just something you can enjoy while you play. It's there specifically to enhance the mood. That's the word I was trying to find, was enhance. And when you want to take it away, it makes no sense. Why should we be getting copyright strikes for music that is in your game, that it was made for your game? Why is it that you know, you could play anything? I guess you could have it on mute, but again, that takes away from the game. It's why I don't understand this whole copyright music thing when it's just game music. The game music is meant to enhance the game. If you put it in mute, it's not really that entertaining to watch, is it? You know, without the music, it brings no mood to the game. There's no personality to it. You can have the most beautiful looking thing, but if there's no music to it or no sound to it, does it really look that pretty? You might as well just go to an art gallery and just look at a painting. It's the same thing. So when certain things are getting striked because of music, I get it, but at the same time, if it's not, you know, Usher or Metallica or any like commercial band, if it's literally like Nobuo Uematsu and it's Final Fantasy music, there's no reason it should be copywritten, and there are some games that are doing that. The other like huge thing that we're noticing now with Content ID is that even developers of their own game, they're getting flagged for putting their own stuff. I think even the international, the Dota 2 tournament, I think that even got flagged, did it? So you're sitting there wondering, like, so if you know, the average Joe like me can go on and make a video about anything, and if it puts game footage to it, you know, I could get copywritten, and then the people who made the same game can get their own game copyright striked? That doesn't make a lot of sense. That's why I don't understand this whole automation thing. You know, and you would ask, like, oh, what can you do to make the system better? Well, the only thing I can think of is at the point you hire someone in your company, like say you're a developer, say you're EA, for example. You hire somebody or a team, depending on how big you want to go with this, to cover anything that has their material. What should happen is the Content ID, I'm fine with the automatic flagging, but what should be done is it shouldn't be automatically striking. It should be just sending notifications to the developer saying, look, this is what's here. If you want to check it, you know, go ahead. Because it should be at the discretion of the creator, not the discretion of an automated system. If I develop a game, you know, if somebody, and I'm going to get to this in a sec, but if somebody makes a video of my game and it is using my, you know, everything about it, you know, if it's putting in cuts, it should be up to me if I think it's worthy or not. I mean, it's why I can't understand the indie developers that want to shut down guys like Total Biscuit or whatever, and they're making things. Even if it's a bad review, it's still in the eyes of millions of viewers, And even some of them will say, you know what, I don't care what he thinks, that actually looks like fun to me. But instead, they try to ban everything because they ban criticism. And that's the other thing the Content ID is starting to do. It's starting to cause people to get away a lot easier with just taking things down that seem to be less than favorable. Now, what I was going to get to, honestly, was it's the same argument that we've always had since, things started getting flagged. It's free advertising. Now, remember when the Super Smash Brothers thing, how they didn't want to put in a single-player mode because they were afraid, it's just going to get put all up on YouTube, nobody's going to buy the game. Which, first of all, is a dumb fucking idea, because who the hell plays Smash Brothers for the first single-player most of the time? It's a multiplayer fucking game. It's a centric game around multiplayer. Why would people not want to buy the game, and not play the main section of it? It's like saying it's like Call of Duty doing the same thing. Like, people are just going to YouTube the story. No one plays the fucking story. I might be the only person that actually plays the story on launch. That's the first thing I always play in Call of Duty. I might be the only person that does that. I get it with cutscenes. I honestly do. Because it's spoilers. I don't like spoilers. At the same time, too, if there are games that I'm not quite interested in playing, but I am interested in the story, I'll sometimes search it up. But, there should be like a cutoff date. Like, I would say, give the game a month before you start posting cutscene videos like that, especially endings. Or at the very least, have it. Like, if YouTube could have a system where you could actually click a button so that when the video gets uploaded, it'll also say, warning, spoilers, and you can detail, this is showing the end of the game, even though the video says ending, whatever, but it could at least give the person a warning, this is going to have spoilers in the game, if you're looking to play it, you might want to not watch this video for now. And most videos should be doing that to begin with. You find with a lot of talk shows that do the same thing, where they will say ahead of time, warning, spoilers. Where a lot of guys will just post up the cutscenes and there's no thought to it. So people might accidentally come across something that they don't want. They might be looking for walkthroughs and they catch the wrong part and it shows something ahead of the game and they end up getting it spoiled on them and it reduces the value to it. So I don't know. I think you have to walk a fine line when it comes to that. If it is story integral, like if it's just a walkthrough of the level and it's not revealing any story spoilers, I think that's fine. If it's gameplay, I think it's fine. When it's just cutscenes, though, that's when I get a little bit, touchy about it, because, I would never want to watch, like, for example, if a game that has a really tough puzzle in it, and I want to go and figure it out through YouTube because I can't do it myself, I'm stuck. And, honestly, sometimes reading walkthroughs just doesn't do it. It's easier to have a visual representation of what's there. So I go and look for this, and then as I go to watch it, I don't know when it's over, so when you exit, all of a sudden there's a cutscene and it shows something that I'm not supposed to see yet. And that ruins it. So I think that's the balance that people need to find, but of course people are just going to record in one session and not think about it. And that's the problem, too. But when it comes to everything together, I get the music. Music's fine. If it's commercial music, go right ahead and put the strikes in, because we shouldn't be using it in the first place. I don't I don't openly throw up, some Breaking Benjamin, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, whatever I feel like putting in there. I don't do that. All the music that I use is stock music. Or it's stuff from Overclock Remix. Check that out, too. Overclock Remix is really good for video game remixes. They're really good stuff. But, I'm not going to throw in major bands, because, any sane person knows that that's going to get you to strike. At least if you use stock music, and even then sometimes you'll get flagged, even though it's stock. It's royalty free, and there's even I've seen people get flagged for stuff. They even have the agreement of saying I can use this, so it doesn't make any sense. I don't know, but I don't see why game music can be striked, because that is part of the game. It is meant to enhance the mood. When it comes to video representation, I get cutscenes as well. If you want to spoil the story, there should be warnings. And there should be like a cutoff so that people can't even find them until at least a certain point. So at least people that are getting the game at launch can at least enjoy the fucking game. If you want to post a cutscene from a 10-year-old game, who cares? If you hadn't played in 10 years, you had your chance. But last but not least, honestly, like I said, it's free advertising. And I don't get how a lot of developers, especially AAA, don't understand this. Just because a video comes up for a game does not mean that we're not going to play it anymore, not going to buy it anymore. Because I can list you a bunch of games that I've seen videos of and I've played because I saw videos of them and thought, wow, that looks like fun. I never would have tried Minecraft, to be honest. And I'm being honest here. I never would have tried Minecraft if it wasn't for the Rooster Teeth guys doing it. Or the Achievement Hunter guys, if you want to get specific. I never would have touched that game otherwise. Because I didn't get it. I didn't understand. I'm like, oh, it's just nothing but building. Until I realized after playing competitive for so long that it's really fucking relaxing and helps. So, other games such as, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Oh, perfect. Angry Joe, the Divinity Dragon Commander game. I am a terrible RTS person. I can't stand strategy games, and I never thought about ever playing a game like that. His review pops up, and I'm locked in. I'm so psyched, and I was waiting patiently for Steam to come up with a good deal for it. Sure enough, they did. Now I have it. I love it. And I never would have tried that game if not for getting a good review like that. And it goes the other way around, too. I understand that some companies are put off because if people put up reviews and just shell the fuck out of it, yeah, that could cost them some sales. But at the end of the day, if you made a shitty fucking game, it should be treated like a shitty fucking game. You know, obviously, movie reviews come out all the time. You don't see them getting striked. So it's, again, another case where this industry is not quite grown up yet. And honestly, developers are getting as greedy as they've ever been. They're starting to turn into what the music industry is, where they're trying to just, take every bit of money that's out of your pocket, in your blood, in the rest of your life, your soul, whatever else. They're trying to take everything they fucking can because, Lord knows, take Square Enix, for example, 4 million sales is not enough. So, when it all comes down to it, it's half understandable, but then it's half just greedy fucking developers that just can't get over the fact that this is a different age. And video, online video, is a new step. And it isn't even a new step anymore. This is something that's become a constant now. So get with the program and understand that there need to be lines drawn. So if you want to copyright strike something for legitimately no reason, if it's literally just gameplay, you can say it's your game all you want, but you're not the one that played it. And to be quite honest, most of the people that watch these videos are not watching it because of your game. They're watching it because of the person playing it. I guarantee you, nobody watches PewDiePie videos because he's playing a certain game. They watch PewDiePie videos because they want to watch PewDiePie. They could care less what he's playing. So get your shit straight. It isn't about you anymore. The audience will ultimately decide for you. And if there are people out there in the audience that go out and say that your game is shit, and just because they've played the game and have shown people what the game looks like so that they have an idea of what to play, because you guys are too fucking lazy to put demos out anymore. How many demos do you ever see for games now? So we don't have a chance to see what's there. We can't tell if your game is shitty or not. And I'm never going to trust a fucking written review anymore because if it's not visual, I don't know what I'm looking at. Anybody can write, oh, this is a 9 out of 10. But if I can't see what the 9 out of 10 looks like, how it plays, how it sounds, how the hell can I believe it's a 9 out of 10 in my book? It's not how it works. That's why we have videos. That's why we do that now, because now it allows us the chance to see what we're going to buy, or if we're going to buy it. And if you're going to try to take that away, you're going to lose your sales anyway because people are not going to be trusting enough. Because how many major games have come out and have not hit the hype? You've had Aliens Colonial Marines, Watch Dogs was nowhere near what it was supposed to be, Call of Duty's dropping, Battlefield shit. There's a lot of major games that suck now. They come out to major hype and they suck. And people are sick and fucking tired of paying 60, 70, 80, even if you're going season pass, $90 fucking dollars for a game that's ultimately shit. And they don't know that it's shit because it's banned. And especially with indie games. It may be $10, but if that $10 is spent on a shit game, it still feels like you just wasted $10. It goes both ways. That's why we watch the videos, because we want to know if it's shit or not. If it's shit, we don't buy it. If it's really good, fuck yeah, we'll buy it. And if you're lucky, we'll support it further. With DLC, with, even Kickstarters. If you ask for more money for a different game. Say, you have a really good indie game comes out, it comes and you let the videos go through. If they say it's an amazing game, you play the game. Oh, wow, it is amazing. And then all of a sudden on Kickstarter or whatever else pops up, oh, we're going to make this much bigger game that we don't have the funds to do right now, so we could really use the money. well, you know what? Your last game was really fucking good. You know what? I trust you guys. I think you guys can do something. So let's go for it. You know what? Fine. Here's $10. Here's 15. Here's 20. Here's 50. But if your game's shit, then at that point, you know, one of two things will happen. If the game's shit, then you're like, oh, we're looking for more money for this next game. Well, the game was shit. Why would I buy it? Or in this case, you know, oh, it's a decent game, but, oh, they're really trying to hide everything from people. Well, these people don't seem very honest with them. They don't seem to be very confident in what they're doing. I guess I should probably think twice about supporting it. That's how it works. It's not fucking hard to figure out. So, when it comes to Content ID, again, I get it for certain things. But you have to really understand that there are some ways that it can work, but some ways it's going to be to the detriment. And developers, if you're just going to be completely greedy and want to take away anything that is disfavorable to what you want, you're going to make the market a much more dangerous place for consumers. And honestly, the last thing you need to be doing, especially if you're an indie developer, is piss the consumers off. Because there are companies now that have fucked that up by trying to ban videos, by being notorious for flagging stuff and never taking them down. Because even there are companies that are saying, look, we didn't mean for these Content ID strikes. You talk to us, tell us what your video is, we'll make sure they get sorted out. But if you're going to be the type that doesn't do it, you're in shitload of trouble for that. And I wouldn't expect anything less. So, that's the end of the video. So the question I'm going to ask you guys to write in the comments below is very simple. Should game music be worthy of a strike? And again, I'm immediately going to say no, because it enhances the game. That is part of the game. If it's a commercial song, like, you know, say in Halo, they had a Breaking Benjamin song in Halo 2, I think. Like, say that, for example. That I can understand because that's technically an actual band's music. If it's literally just a composition made specifically for the game, there's no reason I think that it should not be okay to use. Because it's part of the game. It's meant to enhance the mood of the game. So there's no reason otherwise. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, spread the word because we got more coming. This is going to be every Monday and Friday now, as I've said over Twitter. So next Friday, I think the subject will be subscription models in terms of like what EA Access is doing now. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.